What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. This is the Memphis League Challenge round number 5. On the left, we have Brandon. We saw him around number 1 playing his Yveltal deck, which he donked. I want to say, who did he knock out on turn 1? Oh, it was Zach's Hound doing this, right? And on the right, we have Vlad playing his Yveltal deck, who he donked me in round number 4. So both players have got some donks. I think Vlad is X and O. I think he's 4-0, and Brandon is 3-1, if I remember correctly. He could be 3-0-1, but I think he's 3-1. All right, so both players are going to start. So yeah, it looks like Vlad is going to go first, and Brandon does start with that Dark Art, the Dark Pulse, and Vlad is going to start with the Yveltal with the White Cyclone and the Eva Ball. So let's see if Vlad is going to Trainer's Mail, hit double Trainer's Mail, and 2 other cards. I mean, with Trainer's Mail, you cannot grab a Trainer's Mail with it, but let's see what does he decide to get. And he's going to grab a Hax Maniac. Now, Vlad can't play that on the first turn. It just shut down abilities on Brandon's side of the field, saying, hey, you can't use your Shaman Yaks, you can't set up, you can't use Hoopa, you can't do anything interesting like that. Now we see Brandon does have a Shaman in his hand, but it depends if Vlad's going to play this Hex Maniac or not. Now he could discard it, just saving it for later, saying, hey, just at any moment I could VS Seeker for Hex Maniac. We see a Hex DC going to the active. He does have a Shaman and a Max Elixir, which he can't play the Max Elixir. He can't play the VS Seeker. He can maybe Hex and just wait, but he is going to Shaman for 1 new card. It looks like he did hit a switch. So what he could do is like switch to the Shaman Max Elixir if he wants to do that combo, but then you leave a Shaman in the axe spot. But he is going to do that. Send the Shaman Max Elixir, look at top 6 cards of his deck, and does he find a Dark Energy? And he is going to find one to put it on the Yveltal. And like I said earlier in all the other videos, whenever you play Max Elixir, you always look at the top 6 cards of your deck, especially when you haven't searched it, because you don't know what's prized and what's prized and what's not prized. And using Max Elixir, you can see what's prized sometimes. Like if you see 3 VS Seekers and you know there's a 4th one in your hand, then you know all VS Seekers are in your deck. We are going to see Vlad play the Hex Maniac and pass on to Brandon's turn. All right, so Brandon does hit a Zora, which we know he's playing the Zorak deck. He's played it pretty much all year. He has a Shaman, Trainer's Mail, look at top 4. Max Elixir, Ultra Ball, and Ranger. Now he can Ultra Ball, get out another EX Pokemon. And maybe super like he can Ultra Ball, discard the Shaman and something else. To get a Yveltal or a Darkrai out and play if he wants to do that. And he is gonna grab the Ultra Ball. And with this, he can discard a Shaman and then super ride it back into his deck, which is fantastic. Now he does have an in, but we know Vlad did not play any supporter cards besides the Hax Maniac, so you do not want to give him a new hand of 6, and we are going to see the Yveltal EX come down onto the field, which is fantastic. He does have the Max Elixir in his hand, so he can look at top 6, attach a Dark Energy to that bench Yveltal, and be good to go. Alright, going to get a good little shuffle here, and let's see what's going to happen. What will Brandon find with these Max Elixir? Will he hit one or not? Is going to be the big question, like always. Alright. Yep, I'm gonna give a good little shuffle, and yep, just keep on. Just keep on going, and yep, just keep on going, and another good shuffle. All right, so there we go. All right, so he does have a Dark Energy. Oh, he doesn't have a Max Elixir. I don't know what I was talking about, but he has a Dark Energy, and what he can do is put on the active. No, he's just gonna Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 cards, saying, "Hey, I don't want you, Max Elixir. Okay, I mean Dark Energy. Okay." He does have a Max Elixir, Dark Energy. Okay. I wonder why he just didn't attach it to the active. Like, Darkrai, I mean, he's not going to get attack off. I mean, unless he's like a Dark Energy, Max Elixir, Flowstone, or Switch, then he can attack on the first turn. Maybe that's what he was trying to go for. Now, he has a Trainer's Mail. Look at top cards of his deck, and let's see, what does he decide to get with this? Okay, maybe not. He does have a Max Elixir. Maybe he's trying to decide which one to play first. Do I play the Max Elixir, or do I play the Trainer's Mail? And I think in this situation, you always want to play I think you want to play, I don't know, it's always weird what you want to do. I think personally, I want to play Trainer's Mail first. I mean, no, I think Max Elixir is probably the right choice, because you can Max Elixir, at least you have more energies than you use certain trainer cards. So I think the Max Elixir going first is probably the better choice. It's always weird, like, how that works. People say it's up to your hand, whatever. I don't think that's true. I think it's like, which one do you feel more confident with? Do you feel Max Elixir or Trainer's Mail first? And we see Brandon does use the Trainer's Mail, and it does pay off. Find a Dark Energy represents Yveltal. Now he does have a Dark Energy. He can put it on the active, and just threaten a turn 2 Dark Pulse Trainer's Mode. The first Trainer's Mode for he does have a Crushing Hammer, and he has another Crushing Hammer in his hand as well, which we didn't see any Crushing Hammers gain number 1. I mean, he just won on the second turn, so of course we didn't see those. We know when he played against Zach was 0 for 2 with Crushing Hammers. So if he flips heads on this Crushing Hammer, he can discard a double colors on that Yveltal Yax. It kind of put him in a bad situation. We see Vlad is going to put the dice there saying, hey, here you go. Start flipping away, buddy. All right, so Brandon, going to get a good little shuffle. We know he loves shuffling his deck a lot. He has done this a bunch of times, so yep. And let's see, will he play the Crushing Hammer or not? We see he's like, nope, I'm not using that dice. I'm using my lucky coin. All right, so Crushing Hammer. Bing! And it is a heads. It looks like he is going to discard the DC off that bench, Yveltal. And he does have another Crushing Hammer in his hands. Will he play it or not? Or will he save it for those DCs? And no, he's going to play immediately. And it's another heads. So 2 for 2 on those Crushing Hammers, discarding all the energies on that Yveltal and sending Vlad behind and putting Dark Energy active. And we'll see a pass on the Vlad's turn. He does have Reverse Valley, Yveltal, and Delinquent. Alright, so on the Vlad's turn, he's going to draw a card. And does he find a supporter card? He finds a Dark Energy on the Yveltal, and he did have a supporter card. I guess turn number 1, he... Because that's not what he top decked, so I don't know. Maybe he did top deck it, and I just didn't see it. But go to Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 cards. He finds a Fighting Field going down to the Yveltal. Okay. A Trainer's Mode, look at top cards of his deck, finds Enhanced Hammer, Ultra Ball, Dark Energy, and a VS Seeker. Now, if he doesn't have another supporter card, he definitely wants to grab the VS Seeker for the next turn, just to guarantee attack off, or at least a supporter card the following turn. We'll see, what does he decide to get? Alright, and what is Brandon top deck? His hand is actually really bad. He doesn't have any supporter card, no Shaman. We see Vlad will get an Ultra Ball, and will he opt to get a Mew? A Fright Night Yveltal. I think that's the only other cards he can really get with his Ultra Ball, unless he wants to go for a second Shaman, which I doubt it. Like, I don't think he wanted the second Shaman down. We'll see a Trainer's Mode. Look at top cards of his deck. He finds an Ultra Ball, Trainer's Mode, Shaman. Okay, now if I'm Vlad, I might not have Trainer's Mode here. I think I would rather play about Ultra Ball first and then Trainer's Mode, because then you could thin your deck out of that Pokemon, unless he doesn't have enough cards to discard, or cards he wants to discard. So we see Ultra Ball, discarding Ultra Ball and a Dark Energy, which is what he got off the Trainer's Mode, and he will grab a Shaman. So yeah, he is going to set up, try to get up new cards in his hand, maybe find a Max Elixir, a Switch, to at least Evolve this turn. Alright, because he's already attached to the bench Yveltal, so he can't touch a DC or anything crazy like that to it. So let's see, what does Vlad find here? He does have a DC in his hand. Okay, alright. And let's see, we'll see a Shaman set up for 3, maybe? Yeah, Shaman set up for 1, 2, and 3. He did find an escape rope, but he does not have a Max Elixir, unfortunate. Now, does he leave this Shaman in the axe spot? He can at least, like, escape rope to the Fright Night Yveltal just to protect his Shaman. Saying, hey, you're not going to hurt my Shaman, because Shaman could be knocked out. But no, we're going to see pass on to Brandon's turn. He top decks a Sycamore like a boss. Put down the Reverse Valley, make it where his Dark Pokemon do 10 more damage, and we see Sycamore discard his hand, draw 70 cards, and can Brandon take a knockout this turn or not? That's going to be the big question. He finds a DCE, a Dark Energy. He can Dark Pulse right now for 20, 40, 60, 80, 90 damage. He will need to find a Max Elixir to take a knockout. So let's see, where does this Dark Energy go? Probably on the active. And if Brandon plays a Shaman, he can maybe hit a Max Elixir and take a knockout with the Dark Pulse, setting up the Yveltal on the bench as well, which is fantastic in this mirror match. Alright, so let's see, what does Brandon decide to do? Does he go for an Evil Ball, or does he go for Dark Pulse? I think you go for Dark Pulse. Just Ultra Ball, discarding some cards, Dark Energy to the active. Alright, so 20, 40, 60, 80, plus the Reverse Valley for 90. And he's going to play this Ultra Ball, discarding probably the Sycamore and maybe the Ninjaboy. Or do you just keep your hand for Ninjaboy later on? I wonder what he'll decide to do. Looks like he is just going to Dark Pulse for just 90 damage, not taking a knockout, but that Shaman is severely hurt. He has 30 HP left. He could be, no, he has 20 HP left, sorry. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. Yep, so 90 damage coming down to the Shaman. If Brandon had found a Max Elixir, he could have taken a knockout, but unfortunately he did not find one. And so in the last turn, let's see, he does have the escape rope. He can switch out his Pokemon. But if Vlad does that, I imagine Brandon will send Zora to just get knocked out. We see Super Rod, shelf back in a dark. A dark and a dark, so 3 darks going back into Vlad's deck, saying, hey, if I want to use my max elixirs, I'll probably hit one because I do have multiple dark energies there, which is fantastic. He can draw one into later as well. And I wonder if Vlad's going to try to power up the Fright Knight Yveltal or the Yveltal EX. I think Fright Knight is better in this situation because you can put damage on the active Darkrai and start sniping the Yveltal EX as well. Alright, so let's see. He is going to, he's debating what does he do. Does he escape rope or not? I think that's what he's trying to decide right now. Alright, and there's an escape rope. So he will escape rope. Going to switch out Brandon's Pokemon. And I think I found Brandon. I sent the Zora here just to give up a non-EX stacker. That's fine. You're not letting your Yveltals take a hit. And you're letting, yeah, I think Zora taking a hit is probably the better play for sure. So see Brandon retreat. Oh, he's going to actually send up the Yveltal with the Dark Energy on it. That's really interesting. Alright, so sends up the Fright Knight. But now, he does have a Ninjaboy in play. So what Brandon can do is Ninjaboy the active Yveltal into 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, into a, what is it, a Fright Knight Yveltal, and take a knockout on the, not take a knock on the active, but doing 60 to the active, and 60 to that bench Shaman EX. But I think regardless, you just let the Zora get knocked out. Like, you're like, fine, I'll let my Zora get knocked out, don't care, my Yveltal doesn't get hurt. But maybe he wants to use the Mind Jack later on. Maybe he has plans for the Zorg. Alright, so we're going to see, do we see a Y Cyclone or an Evolve? That's going to be the other big question. So Max Elixir, look at the top cards of his hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And does he find a Dark Energy or not? Alright, and he does not find one. Unfortunate. Even though he played that Super Rod shuffling those 2 Dark Energies back into his deck. So we'll probably see, I mean, I think I'm Y Cyclone here just to conserve your, or just like prevent Brandon from taking a knockout with the Giant Yveltal somehow. You get the Pitch Black Spear Yveltal ready to go the following turn, which I think is a better play. But let's see what he decides to do. Looks like he is going to go for the Y Cyclone, move the DC off the active onto that bench Yveltal, alright, which I think is a fantastic play. Alright, so to Brandon's turn, he's going to top deck a card, and he does have the Ninjaboy, so I wonder if he's going to Ninjaboy or not. I think that's a better play. Now what he could do is he can Y Cyclone for 100, putting the DC on the bench Yveltal, Ninjaboy next turn the bench Yveltal EX to a Fright Knight Yveltal out of nowhere, and take a knockout on the active, doing 70 to the active and 70 and 60 to that bench Shaman EX, which actually seems like a very interesting play. So let's see, what does he decide to do? He can go for Y Cyclone right now, do 100, and then next turn Ninjaboy. Alright, so he is going to play Ninjaboy right now. Does he save it or not? I think I'd rather save it for his price factor. But going to Ninjaboy, I think you have to pick who you want to pick in first. But no, going to send the Fright Knight Yveltal. Alright. So he's going to get immediately, which I guess is not a bad play, but it's, let's see. He's going to have like no energies on his field besides the Darkrai, unfortunately. And Vlad can also maybe retreat the Yveltal or switch out of it if he wants to. But the key thing to note is that Yveltal does still have 100 damage on it. It can be knocked out really easily. Alright, so see Brandon give a good little shuffle. He does have a DC, so he can pitch Black Spear going down to 4 prize cards either way. So let's see, what else does he play? He has a Trainer Spell. He can probably go for another Max Elixir if he wants to. So DC to the active, okay. And yeah, I think I actually like the Y Cyclone play, and then next turn Ninjaboy the bench Yveltal into a bench, then Ninjaboy the Yveltal X into an Yveltal, taking a double knockout. Unless my math is correct, which I think it is right. Alright, so is he a Pitch Black Spear, doing 70 to the active and 60 to that bench Shaman EX, or he can do 60 to the one that's not hurt at all, and maybe threatening a double knockout one turn. I wonder what he'll decide to do. So Trainer's Mill, look at top 4, and he finds a Ranger, Escape Rope, oh no, Parallel City, he accidentally. I saw the 5th card, but that's okay. It's going to get shuffled regardless, so it doesn't matter. So, I guess I would rather grab the Ranger right now, just so you don't draw back into it. Like, you can grab the Ranger off the Trainer's Mill. It does reveal that you do play Ranger, which I don't think is that big of a deal. But you get it out of your deck. Like, it's a card you don't want to draw into. It's just a dead card. So you definitely just want to get that out of your deck so you don't draw back into it. So Let's see what Brandon decides to do. Probably just go for Pitch Black Spear. Gonna do 70 to the active, and I wonder where is the 60 damage going to go. And he's gonna take a knockout on the bench Shaman EX. Alright, so 70 damage to the active. And on Vlad's turn, he can take a knockout with his Yveltal EX, but if he does that, he'll have to watch out for this Darkrai with a Dark Pulse. It could knock him out. It does have to do like a ton of damage. Right now it's only do 60, and 60 plus 70 is not 210 like what's needed. Alright, so Vlad is going to, he has a Mew in his hand, he's got some Dark Energies, he can maybe go for an Evil Ball, which does take a knockout, or he finds a Dark Energy, going to put on the active, which, if he doesn't play his second switch, it's the best play, or an Olympia, yeah, you definitely want to attach to the active, and at least take a knockout this turn, and you're still not getting knocked out immediately, which is okay. So see Vlad take a knockout, but it's only a non-EX knockouts. But if Brandon had used that Y Cyclone play, he could Ninjaboy, Pitch Black Spear, be good to go. But Brandon is tapped like a Crushing Hammer, and I wonder if he'll play it or not, or hold on to it. He has a Dark Energy in his hand. We could put down the bench Yveltal, and it'll do 20, 40, 60, 80, which still is not enough for knockouts on this Yveltal EX. So Dark Energy Yveltal, okay. And will he play Crush Hammer or not? If he plays Crush Hammer, he'll be 3 for 3 if he flips heads. And let's see what's going to happen. And it is another head. So Brandon is 3 for 3. He's going to probably attach... I mean, I think you discard the one of the active. Just make where Yveltal cannot attack you again next turn. Like, the DC seems like really tasty. Like, hey, I'm going to discard the DC, making where you can't pitch Black Spear. But Brandon's like, whatever, you can't attack anyway because you need energy. And a Max Elixir to attack next turn. So, yeah, I think getting the energy off the active is probably the better play. And let's see, does he do that or not? He's debating. No, he's actually going to discard the DC on the bench. Okay. And can he find some Max Elixir or not? He'll need multiple Max Elixir, unfortunately. Let's see, if he finds a switch, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, he could maybe Eva Ball for a knockout if he finds a Flowstone and a DC 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. Nope, it's still not a knockout. Alright, so he's the Ultra Ball, discarding a Lysander. And I wonder what else he'll discard. Maybe a Dark Energy. He has a VS Sticker, which I don't think is very useful. I'm going to discard a Dark. Okay. And let's see what... He could grab a Zork this turn if he wants to. Just have that stand-in ability. He can grab that. He can grab maybe another Yveltal, another Pinch Black Spear Yveltal, and Yveltal EX. He has a lot of options in his deck. So he's going to grab an Yveltal. Oh, nope. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Wait for it. Wait a second. What will he grab? And, he's looking one more time. Just trying to decide. I wonder how many Max Elixirs he plays, and will he hit all of them or not. So we see a Zork coming down onto the field. Alright, with that Mind Jack. But right now it's only doing, what, 3, 6, 70 damage, which cannot knock out his Yveltal EX. Okay? And I imagine Brandon will play a Sycamore, unless Vlad only has 3 cards in his hand. Now, if he has 3 cards in his hand, then he can delinquent him down to 0. But let's see, what does he opt to do? Does he go for Sycamore, a Ninjaboy, a Lysander? I think that's all the supporter cards in his discard pile right now. Yeah, that's what it looks like. He's gonna see what's left in there. He hasn't played his supporter card just yet. He's gonna see how many cards in Vlad's hand. So the delinquent play is out of the question. He cannot do that for sure. I do think going for the Sycamore for the Max Elixir is definitely the best play. Looks like he might be eyeballing the Lysander. I don't know how much I feel about that. I definitely think going for a Sycamore is probably the best play. So yeah, Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 cards, and does he find a bunch of Max Elixirs or not? It's going to be my question. He finds a Fighting Field and Escape Rope, a Fighting Fury Belt. So Fighting Field the active. Alright, and I guess we'll see a Dark Pulse for 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 damage, bringing the Yveltal up to, 100 is bringing it up to 170. Not enough for knockouts. Let's do the math here. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. And no, that is not a knockout. He has a Fighting from the active. Yeah, he has 170 right now, which is not enough for a knockout. Alright, so 170 damage coming down. And on the last turn, let's see what will he do. So the Darkrai, I mean, the Yveltal does live for another day. So we're going to draw a card. Okay. But Vlad will have to watch out. If that Pitch Black Spear Yveltal comes up, it will knock out his own Yveltal at any moment, which is terrible. Alright, so let's see what does Vlad do here. Does he have a supporter card? He has a Lysander. Going to attach a Dark Energy to the Fright Knight Yveltal. Never mind, no, it's not. Going to attach it to the Shaman and maybe prepare for a Sky Return later on. Fighting for going to the Shaman. Okay. He's got a Lifesteal in his hand. He's got it. Ninjaboy. He's going to Ninjaboy that Shaman into another attacker. Just to get that Shaman off the field to prevent Brandon taking a knockout the following turn. So it's getting Yveltal EX coming down. But that is a support card for a turn. And right now he cannot really do anything. He can like what even ball for 20, 40, 60, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 110, which is not enough for knockout. Then Darkrai swings, knock out the active, going down to 2 prize cards. And Brandon will be in good shape to win. So let's see, what does he do? He's got a max look, so the top cards of his deck. Going to find a Dark Energy for that Yveltal. Alright. Now, what Brandon can do is he can VS Seeker for a Lysander, bring it to pitch Black Spirit Yveltal, and automatically taking a knockout thanks to that pit for the Fright Knight shutting down tools, which is fantastic. And then he can Escape Rope, maybe hit the Yveltal EX with his bench Yveltal EX. Alright, so see an Yveltal for 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 110 damage, which is not enough for a knockout. So yeah, we'll see 6. 110, and on to Brandon's turn, will he go for that VS Seeker license to play on the Fright Knight Yveltal, which I think is a fantastic play. You just knock out the active, and then he can Escape Rope. Alright, so fighting will go into the Yveltal. And let's see, will we see a VS Seeker for a Lysander or not? If he does go for this play, I would definitely hold on to your energy just in case you do find a double color synergy to do even more damage with the Evo Ball. Alright, so debating what to do. I mean, I think the best play is to VS Seeker for Lysander. Alright, so Dark Energy Yveltal. Okay. Let's see. He's gonna look through his discard pile, see what's all in there, and see how many cards are in Vlad's hand. I know every time Vlad says like more than 3, Brandon's like, oh man, I can't Delinquent. Which I imagine, I mean, I think he plays Delinquent. I'm pretty sure he plays Delinquent, unless I'm crazy. If I'm crazy, let me know. I mean, I think I'm crazy anyway. But let's see, will Brandon go for the VS Seeker for Lysander on that Fright Knight Yveltal, and he passed the Lysander, so he is going to go for Delinquent. Oh man, putting Vlad down to 1 card, it seems like. Oh man, Brandon could have gone, or yeah, he could have taken a knockout. Oh yeah, so he's going to, yeah, take a knockout, alright. Going down to 2 prize cards, on the Lysander, he's going to draw a card, and he's going to promote that Yveltal EX. Okay. So right now, Yveltal can take a knockout on the Darkrai pretty easily. Not too concerning. A Shaman coming down, going to set up a couple of new cards. But at least Brandon, he has like 2 prize cards left. Vlad has 5. So Brandon's in like a good shape regardless, unless Vlad can stick an in right now. He does have a Lysander, which is not going to do too much. Now, Vlad did put down a Shaman, and we know Brandon has a DC in his hand with the VS Seeker, so next turn he can license the Shaman and Evolve for a knockout. So Brandon will have to, Vlad will have to find an in right now to prevent Brandon from winning. And we see a Max looks here, gonna look at top cards of his deck. Does he find a Dark Energy or not? Alright, and look at top 6, and I do see 1 in there, so he attaches that Fright Knight Yveltal. Gonna get a good shuffle, but does Vlad have a in or not? If he does not have an in, Brandon has a DC. He can license a Shaman and take a knockout with an Evo Ball, do 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, plus the Fighting Pool, 110, which is the exact numbers for a knockout. Let's see, what does Vlad do right now? Does he have an in or not? He does have a Dark Energy in his hand, which does not matter at all. What matters is, does he have an in? And he is going to Sycamore, which is going to secure Brandon's the game. Alright, so going to get 70 cards in his hand. Brandon's going to see how many cards left in his deck, but, I mean, he has the game right now. He just licensed or Shaman, attach a DC at 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, plus Fighting Field for a knockout, unless Vlad plays another Fighting Field, but Vlad is going to attack, going down to 3 prize cards, and Brandon will win this game if he sees the victory on board. So instead of the Yveltal, going to draw a card. He draws into another DC. Alright, so will he notice? I mean, I think there's a VS Seeker in his hand. Wait, hold on, there's actually not a VS Seeker in his hand. Oh man, I am silly. I thought he had a VS Seeker, but he does not. So he could put a DC on the active still. Shaman set up for 1, 2, and yep, that's going to be it for that one. Alright, so he can. Why Cyclone? He does have an Escape Rope, which doesn't do anything. He has a Hand Stamper, which doesn't do anything. He has another Ultra Ball, but does he have another Shaman left in his deck? He's an Ultra Ball, discard Ranger, and that's what I was talking about earlier. If he had discarded the Ranger, he would not have drawn back into it right now. So see Ultra Ball, discard a Escape Rope and a Ranger. I mean, I thought I saw stuff. I guess he didn't have the Via Seeker like I thought he did, unfortunately. All right. So not gonna get anything with the Ultra Ball. Obviously, he did have another. Does have a Shaman and a Discard Paw, I think. All right. And will we see a Y Cyclone? We could see a Y Cyclone moving a Dark Energy off the active to that bench Yveltal Yex, which doesn't seem bad at all. I mean, why? Yeah, why? I think go for Y Cyclone here just to do 100, and putting a Dark Energy on that bench Yveltal Yex. Now the reason I moved the Dark Energy out the no, he's just going to Eva Ball. Yeah, he's doing Eva Ball. Okay, instead. All right, so Eva Ball for 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, so 150 damage is what's going to come down. And on a Vlad's turn, can he take a knockout? I mean, he still needs a ton of cards, or a ton of energies knockouts active. Right now, he's only doing 150 as well. So he cannot knock out this Fighting Field Yveltal. I guess the Y Cyclone play doesn't matter too much. It's just always scary. Alright, so see what does Vlad decide to do here. He could try to maybe like a Life Cinder up in Yveltal and hit it, but he definitely needs to find more Pokemon because that Yveltal EX is about to get knocked out. So see, what does Vlad decide to do here? He has a Mew, and that's pretty much all I see. I don't see anything else. And I know time's going to be coming close. I guess it's 26 minutes on my clock. I don't know when this round started, though, is my only question. So we see a Dark Energy being put into the Yveltal. All right. Okay. There is a N, so both players are going to shovel. But Vlad is not going to take a knockout. He's going to do 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's only doing 170. He only increased by 20 because he has a dark to the active. He could have put a dark to the bench Yveltal and then retreat Fright Knighted. I mean, I don't know. You're discarding 2 energy, then you would let the Yveltal with no energies. Either way, it's not looking good for Vlad. He gets 3 new cards while Brandon gets 2. Brandon has a Perilous City and an Ultra Ball, which no Ultra Ball is pretty much useless. He doesn't have any more Pokemon in his deck. And what will Vlad do? He will have to retreat, or the Yveltal just gets knocked out by the active. And yeah, it looks like he is going to go for an Evo Ball, which it's not going to be enough for a knockout. We know that for sure. Vlad's doing the damage again. It's only going to do 170. That Fighting Field is saving the Yveltal from being knocked out. So what can Vlad do? Does he retreat to the Fright Knight or not? I think that's your only option right now. If you don't retreat to the Fright Knight, you just lose. You can send a Shaman, but the Shaman gets knocked out as well. And what is Vlad going to do here, guys? Vlad is currently undefeated. Brandon is X-1. And wait for it. Oh man, we're just seeing what's going to happen. Vlad's trying to decide what to do. Does he retreat or not? I mean, you have to retreat, right? If you don't retreat, you lose. And yeah, we're going to see, he is going to see the game saying, hey, Brandon's got it. He did have a Zora. He didn't have a way to knock out automatically, but Vlad, he's eventually was going to lose the game and gives Brandon the win instead. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed this Memphis League Challenge. I know the first 3 videos were not very exciting. They were just kind of donks. At least this game, we did have a real game. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. We'll see. I think, guys, also, Memphis has League Cups. So I'm going to be recording a bunch of League Cups here soon. I'm going to Nashville. Nashville has 2. Memphis has 1. So we're going to have a bunch of League Cups coming to this channel eventually, which is going to be fantastic. But guys, hope you have a great Saturday. Thanks for watching. Alrighty. Bye. Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.